Hi Stitchy friends! My name is Sarah. Usually I film with my friend Jen, but she's not here today because I'm going to be filming a mid-year WIP parade. So buckle in. Today is July 10th, Monday, July 10th. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be a WIP parade. So make sure you grab a piece of paper and a pen, so that way if you see anything interesting, you can go ahead and write it down while I'm going through. And if I miss anything or forget to say something, just shoot me a message. I'll put all of my contact info and Jen's contact info below, so you can always contact us. Before I get started, I do want to pause and just say a big thank you. Recently, I posted my classroom wish list on my Instagram page, Stitchy Sarah Reads. I am a 4th grade teacher here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I teach reading and I teach math to my 4th grade students, and so I always need things for my classroom, especially books. I have a master's in literacy education, and so I'm very passionate about having books in my library that will appeal to my students, books where they can see themselves represented, books where they can learn about other people and other things and other places, and just books that will open doors for my kids. And so I truly, truly appreciate those of you who have graciously and generously donated books to my classroom. I also had some other things on my list that I really needed for my classroom. Someone purchased a couple of electric pencil sharpeners for my class. Thank you so much. Those really last just a year, and then you need a new one. And I like to have one on both sides of my classroom. That way kids aren't crossing the room and causing a lot of distraction. So that's really super helpful. I even got some games for my closet, for my indoor recess closet. I like for my kids to play together during inside recess and not be on their computers. And so, you know, after a few years, things get a little worn or pieces to games get lost and that kind of thing. So, you know, I just truly appreciate everyone who was able to help me out. My list is still up, so if you feel drawn to help me, that's fantastic. I would appreciate it, but it's certainly not necessary. We can still be friends, and you don't have to buy anything for my classroom. But if you do, just know that I truly appreciate you. So thank you. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I have probably between 85, maybe 95 WIPs. I don't know. I'm not going to be keeping a tally, and I'm not going to be going in any particular order. I'm just going to be grabbing things as I go. I've got projects behind me and projects beside me, so I'm just going to be pulling them out and showing them as I go. And I will be taking a moment to put them back in the bags because I do not want to get myself disorganized here. It could be a little crazy. I did go through my WIPs recently, and I UFO'd about 8 projects that just weren't calling to me anymore. And, you know, I always figure I still have the pattern. I could always pull that pattern back out and stitch it at another time. I do have a couple that had a bit of work done on them, so I did keep the actual stitched project, but I went ahead and took them out of the bags and put the floss back into my stash and that kind of thing. That way I could free up a project bag and free up that floss, so it's not just being held hostage in a bag. So anyway, and bear with me, my throat's still a little scratchy, so you know, I might be drinking water as we go through here, so hopefully it's not too scratchy and you could still bear to listen to me. Anyway, okay, let's get started. Let's see, I'm just gonna pull what's in front of me here. So this is in a Painted Leaf Co. bag. If you're new here, Painted Leaf Co. is my mom's Etsy shop, and she is a bag maker. She's my favorite bag maker, of course. Her name's Kathy, so I always put her information in the description box, so go check her out, Painted Leaf Co. Anyway, my first project here is Barbara Anna Designs, and this one is called Santa's Trips. I started this one a couple winters ago, and I'm so close to a finish. In fact, my goal is to have this done by the end of the month, my Jolly July stitching, and so here we go. I am so close. I'll kind of hold it up a little closer so you can see. I'm stitching this on 40 count Mountain Air fabric in the color Egyptian Sand, and I'm using the called for DMC. And I apologize, but none of these are going to be ironed because I am not ironing 90 WIPs. So what you see is what you get. But you can see that I am working in this block here, and then I just have 2 more to finish, and then I'll be done. So I'm really excited to get that done. It's going to finish up to be like 7 by 7, so I'll probably get like a really cute 8 by 8 inch frame to display that in. So there's that. Okay. Next we have, this is a So Much to Love bag. I was in their Bag of the Month club, but I recently got rid of my subscription, just trying to cut down on the things I'm spending money on. So this one was a freebie from Teresa Kogut. I'm just going to kind of flash it because it is a freebie. It's called Create Every Day, and I've seen a lot of people stitching this. In fact, Chantel's 141 design, she just posted her finish. It's amazing. It is beautiful. I decided to stitch this when I saw Nicole Spohr showing hers on Instagram, and she had a really pretty rainbow color scheme going on, and so I've seen a lot of people choose rainbow colors to stitch theirs. And so, sorry for the hanging thread here. Anyway, that's what I've got so far. CR, and I'm working on the E, and I'm stitching this on 40 count blush linen. And I just kind of picked some pretty colors that I liked out of my stash. Rainbow colors here. And it just got a different ones. This one's an Almond M&M silk. Got a couple of Forbidden Fiber Co. Got a Classic Colorworks in here. Some Coloring Cotton. Weeks Dye Works. So those are my color choices there. Just wanted to go with a really pretty rainbow color theme there. And this one should be a pretty quick one to finish. In fact, I'm leaving on Friday the 14th. My husband and I are going on vacation. We're going to be going to Arizona, to the Grand Canyon, and we're going to go to Sedona, and we're going to go to Scottsdale. Yes. And I'm going to be grabbing a couple of easy projects to take with me. So this might be one that I take with me. Okay. This one I'm keeping in my Flamingo bag that I got in the Stitch Like a Flamingo box from the Black Needle Society. I don't know if they have any more of these in their vault, but you should go check. Jen and I are Black Needle Society reps, and anything you purchase in their vault, you can get a 5% discount using our code FRIENDS5, the number 5. So if you're interested, go check out and see if they have any more of these, but they've always got really cute stuff in their vault. Anyway, in here I am stitching, I'm keeping my Winsome Whale from Artful Offerings. My friend Susan bought this when we were at StitchCon. She bought it from Keepsakes, and so I had to copy her. And so here's mine so far. I am using all the called for DMC. I'm stitching this on 40 count rustic drab from XG Design. And I think he's just coming along wonderfully. Not very many colors. There's only, what, 6 colors. 6 colors. So I might take this one with me as well to work on, you know, on the plane or something. Excuse me. Oh, I'm stitching this for the Colorado Cross Stitch Camp. And the theme for this month is something that grows. So whales and fish grow. So there you go. So I'm hoping to have a finish on that by the end of the month. Okay. Next. All right. I love this bag. It doesn't have a tag on. I don't know if it fell off, but I really feel like this was stitched by my friend Michelle from Lee Quilts. Just because the scissor pull looks familiar to ones on her other bags. So I'm going to say it's Michelle. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, please. And here I actually have a couple of different projects because they're all Halloween, so I figure I'd throw them in there together. I'm definitely going to take this one with me on my trip. This is Ye Old Crow Sampler by Heart and Hand, and it's actually from 2018, so it's not a newer one. I am stitching mine on 40 count Grandpa's Sleeve by XG Design, and I decided to copy someone's that I saw on Instagram. I don't remember for the life of me who it was, but they had stitched all of this in the black, but they stitched this pumpkin in orange, and I just thought that was a really cool contrast. So I decided that I am going to stitch mine all in black, but I'm going to stitch that pumpkin in orange and the little leaves in green. And I think that'll be a really cool effect. And I just pulled some colors. I chose Gentle Arts Fragrant Cloves, Classic Colorworks Pea Pod, and Roxy Floss Co. Ampersand. It's a great way to pull some flosses out of my stash and use them, you know, because I have all these flosses, and like Roxy Floss Co., those aren't usually called for, so I like to pull out those when I can and use them. Okay, another project that I have in here is, this is a Plum Street sampler. I got this in, I believe it was a Halloween box or a fall box or something from Kitten Stitcher last year. This is Plum Street Sampler's Grimm's Haunt. I love that grumpy little cat there. And I love all the oranges in this pattern. And so I have a small start. Nothing crazy here, but it's a small start nonetheless. I started that last fall. I don't remember what the fabric is. I know it's probably a 40 count, but I couldn't tell you who the dyer is or anything else. And I am using, looks like I'm using probably all the called for DMC, and there are some Weeks dye works in here. So there's the color palette. So I want to get back to that one soon. I'm starting to feel the itch to stitch fall. So we'll see. And I have one more project in this bag. I've got my Jenny Beans Halloween sampler. I actually bought this when I went to Stitcher's Paradise last summer when I was in Vegas, and I had never seen this one before. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler, and I'm stitching this also on the 40 count Grandpa's sleeve. And there's my start. I just think this fabric is perfect for Halloween stitching. I need to get more of this. I love Grandpa's sleeve. And X2 Design is one of my favorite fabric dyers. So, and this also came with a specialty floss conversion, and so it's all Gentle Art, but they're all limited edition colors. So you got like, it's called Nightmare, Zombie Flesh, Burial Ground, Swamp Water, Witch's Wart. So I like the names of all the colors in here. It's kind of fun. Okay, let's put this back. All right. Anybody else stitching fall right now? I just feel like I'm like ready to start stitching Christmas and fall and all the things. All right, I've got a lot to go here, so hopefully this movie might be as long as a movie. Hopefully this video isn't forever long. Okay, so this one, oh, this is a very small start, and I believe I've shown this on our Flosstube recently. Oh, poo! I don't have a picture of it. This was in the 2022 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Just gonna, whoop. It's called Dreaming in the Seashore. So it's a girl with a big skirt and all of the different like you know, seashore motifs. There's like she's holding like a sailboat in one hand and a lighthouse, that kind of thing. So there it is. I don't remember what this fabric is. I think it was just a scrap in my collection. And that's all I've got in that bag. Well, I do have something else that I kitted up that I haven't started yet. I don't have a picture of that either. I really shouldn't be showing patterns. Hopefully that last one, I only flashed it long enough for you to see, but certainly not long enough for anybody to screenshot. And shame on you if you do that. It's bad. Okay. All right. My next one is the Blue Flower Acorns. I started this one a while back too. And I'm stitching this on 36 count Mystic Fabrics in the color Lemongrass. And here's where I'm at. So I've got a pretty good start on it. I mean, I pretty much have almost all of the middle done. Then I have to get started on that border. But look how brilliant and vibrant those colors are. And I love those stinking squirrels. They're so cute. So I do want to keep this out, and I'd like to have a finish by fall so I can actually display it at some point. Oh, and I haven't been showing you my bags. Sorry, this bag was from Made by Rachel. Oh, it's on here. Made by Rachel. She has an Etsy shop on Etsy. Sorry. And this was a bag I got a while back from Whip It Up. I believe I bought it on her Instagram account. Okay, moving on. Finished one box of projects here. Sorry if you hear any craziness. I told my kids that I was filming, and my kids are, excuse me, my kids are older. They should know better than to be loud, but I just heard my son being crazy, so sorry. Anyway, moving on. Oh, this next one is in a Winding Rainbows case. Chris Sherman makes beautiful cases. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. So I've got a couple projects in here. This first one is a Plum Street Samplers called Home for Christmas. And I believe I just have a tiny start on this one. Yeah. Yep, just a tiny start on the top border. And again, I don't know what this fabric is. I'm sorry that I'm not so good with remembering what all the fabrics are. And I'm just using the called for floss. Looks like it's mostly Weeks Dye Works and DMC. All right, and also in this bag I have another Plum Street called Cardinal Kin. That was a new one last winter. And I have a small start on this one. It looks like I'm using the same fabric for this one. Again, not sure what it is. I'm positive it's probably a 40 count, but I couldn't tell you it. No, I don't know. I was gonna try to make a guess, but I don't know. Sorry. Okay, sorry, just hit the camera too. I'm sitting on my floor so I can try to reach everything, but it's not the most comfortable. Okay. All right, and my next bag, which is a Wildberry stitching bag. My friend Jessie Lynn, she has a shop called Berrystitching on Instagram, Etsy, and her bags are super cute. Anyway, in here I am keeping my Teresa Kogut Nature. This was a market release this year, and I just fell in love with the colors on this. They're so vibrant. I'm stitching this on Color and Cotton 40 count Snowy Pine. So you can see I've got to start on that top border there. And I'm using all of the called for floss, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's all the called for DMC. So I just think those colors are gorgeous. I think that's going to be really pretty. I am just, like lately, I'm just on a big like Teresa Kogut, Plum Street Sampler, Kick, Brenda Gervais. Those designers are just really calling to me right now. Okay, excuse me. All right, this is another Painted Leaf Co. bag. My mom made this one with the Teresa Kogut 4th of July fabric. And in here, oh, in here I am keeping my salt box salt shaker series. So this one is summer salt boxes. Recently I did finish the spring salt boxes. I showed them on our recent video. And then of course I have the autumn salt boxes and the winter salt boxes. So I'm just going in order here. So I stitched spring. I'm working on summer. Actually, I don't have an active WIP in here. I did finish, I have a finish. I did finish this one here, the first one. And so technically it's not a WIP, but I'm gonna show you. There's my finish. I love those sheep. And then I'm going to stitch the second one here with the horse. And I stitched them separately, so I'll make 2 separate pillows. I'm stitching this on 40 count Seraphim fabrics in the color Antique Lace. And I'm just using all the called for floss. So technically that's a finish, but that's okay. We'll still call it a WIP because I'm still going to stitch the next one. So, and they're my projects. I can make my own rules, right? Okay. Okay, so this next one is a Michelle Lee Quilts bag. So pretty. I'm loving these patchwork bags. They're so fun. I can't imagine how much time it takes to make one of these, but they're fun to buy and use. They're so pretty. Oh yes, so this is a brand new start. I started this, what, 2 nights ago, I think? And this is another Teresa Kogut. I bought this at StitchCon, called Our Humble Homestead. I think those colors are so good. And I saw the model there and I just had to stitch it. So I'm stitching it on a fabric I got at StitchCon as well, from Needle Bling Designs, and I got to meet the designer. She designs cross stitch and she's a fabric dyer. Her name's Teresa, and her colors are so good. And this is my favorite color of hers. It's called Butter Crunch, and it's getting a little washed out here, but it's a very buttery color and it's just beautiful. And I think it's going to work well with these colors. I'm using all the called for DMC. Yeah. So I think these colors are going to look great on this fabric. Sorry, my floss is like a mess. It's like I got to brush it out. I need a hairbrush. And I got a nice big piece of this, so I can use it for lots of other things too. Okay. Moving right along. All right. Oh, some of these are coming up on some older WIPs here. Again, they're not in any particular order. It's just what I'm reaching. Okay, I love this one. So the Blue Flower is one of my all-time favorite designers, and this is one of my all-time favorite of her designs. It is called Huckleberry Farm. My friend Sally Yoon, she finished hers a while back, and it is just fantastic. I'm stitching mine on Color and Cotton in the color Mocha, which is actually purple. And yeah, here I am. I did a center start, and so I've got a nice portion of the center done. I need to get back to it because I just think the colors are beautiful. I'm using all the called for colors. Looks like mostly Weeks Dye Works and maybe some Gentle Arts. But there's my start. I love stitching animals, and so the Blue Flower, she just charts animals so well, and I love her designing, and I love her animal patterns. If she designs animals, I'm gonna stitch them. Okay. And this is in another Painted Leaf Co bag. I got this one a while back with the flowers and the bees on it. So pretty. All right. This is another Painted Leaf Co bag from a while back. I love these cats and pumpkins. My mom actually sold some of these bags at StitchCon this year. All right, so this is a Liz Matthews called Quaker Pumpkins. I'm sure you've probably seen this one before. It's one of my favorites. I've never stitched a Quaker, so this is my first one. And I just have a really small start, but that's okay. A small start's better than no start, right? The only problem is I don't know which way is up. Big old piece of fabric. I'm thinking this way is up. So when I get back to it, I'm gonna have to get back to my chart there and see if I can remember which way is up. I don't know if it's gonna matter, but we'll figure it out. So I really want to get back to that this summer too. I'm using all the called for Weeks Dye Works. I just think Liz's patterns are so classic, and I love her designs too. Okay, I don't remember what fabric. Oh, hold up. That fabric is 36 count XG design in the color Milk Chocolate. It's gonna be big because I had that piece of fabric cut to fit the design, so it's gonna be a big one. All right, I'm sorry. Hopefully nobody gets motion sick. All right, another Painted Leaf Co bag with the little wiener dogs on it. That's my dog Daisy. Looks like her anyways. This is another Liz Matthews called Sleepy Hollow. I started this one a while back too. There it is. You might have seen this one before. And I'm stitching this on a Jody fabric. Jody from the Steel City Stitchers. She dyes fabric. And I started this one a while ago. And that's what I've got so far. I love the grumpy pumpkins on this one. Look at them. They're so grumpy. So I think this is going to turn out really cute. I had seen Kristen on the Steel City Stitcher. She was stitching it on a similar Jody fabric color, and I just thought that was really cool. Really cool way to do it, so I copied her. And isn't that what we all do? We copy each other. We're borrowing each other's ideas, not stealing them, right? It's flattery, right? Isn't, what's the saying? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. I could be making that up. Anyway. All right, I got one of my big stitch bags. I got this last winter. Very pretty. Got a handle. And, oh, I got two projects in here. These were both new releases from Brenda Gervais with I Needle and Thread last year. We got Santa Stops Here. And I also have in here Rudolph and Friends, but I don't think I've started this one. I just have it in the same bag because I'm probably going to stitch them on the same fabric. I'm guessing that's what my thought process was. Who knows? Anyway, here's where I got with Santa Stops Here. Sorry about that. So I've been working on that house. Those bricks, sorry, got like a big fold right in the middle. Those bricks have been really fun to stitch. So got the candy house going. So hopefully I can make some more progress on that this year. Very cute. I'm not sure what the fabric is. I'm not so good about keeping good records on what fabric I'm using. I just try to like pull things from my stash and use them. So sorry that I can't be more informative on some of these. But I have been doing a really good job of using my stash. I was inspired by my friend Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher. She and Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, they have a Facebook group called SYS, stands for Stitcher Stash. And so I've been really trying very hard to just pull fabrics and floss from my stash this year so that I don't always have to buy new stuff because I don't really need to. I have enough stuff. So that's just silly. Anyway, so this next one is in another Painted Lee Quilt bag. It was the Teresa Kogut Halloween fabric last year. And then in here I have the Tiny Modernist Mouse's Halloween stitching. She's so cute. I did the Christmas one last year and she turned out really cute. So here's what I've got. Just a little piece of green fabric. I know it's a 40 count. I'm thinking it's avocado. I think avocado is Extra Design. I'm not sure, but I think it's gonna look cute on this color. And I'm just using the call for Wix Dye Works on here. All right. Plugging away here. Another Painted Lee Quilt bag. I love that one. I love houses. I love stitching houses. I love bags with houses on them. Got another blue flower here, the Tudor Urban. And I started this one a couple years ago, right? This was a 2021. And here's how it's looking. I know this one's a 36 count fabric because I am using 2 strands, 2/2. And it looks like I'm just using the call for DMC. And this is, oh, this fabric is Picture This Plus 36 count Oaken. So I want to get back to that one too. I'm going to stop saying that. I want to get back to all of them. Right? You guys know how it is. All right. Thank you for being patient while I put all these things back in the bags because I do not want to get myself disorganized here. All right, this is a So Much to Love bag. And in here, oh, in here I have two projects. The first one is a pattern that I borrowed from my friend Tammy. And this was designed by Hands On Design exclusively for Welcome Stitchery. And it's called Welcome. It's so pretty. So I have a small start on Welcome. I believe this is a 46 count fabric. And I believe it's either Fox and Rabbit or it's Extra Design. I believe it's a Fox and Rabbit. I'm thinking the color Seashell. Not sure, but I've got WE. I need to pull that out and make some more progress because I'm sure my friend would like her pattern back at some point. All right, the next project that I have in here is, it is from Lizzie Kate. It is a mystery sampler, and it's a 3-part sampler. You actually have to buy all 3 parts because each part only has that section. But once you get all 3 parts, it looks like this. It is called Things Unseen. And it's just so pretty. We have a hashtag for it because we started a sal with Alexis from Alexis_My_Amazing_World a while back. And yeah, so I believe the hashtag was hashtag Things Unseen Sal. So obviously it was more of like a start along than a stitch along. But yeah, if you're stitching this or if you want to hop in with us, use that hashtag. I also bought the embellishment pack, so it has all the little beads and buttons that go on it too. I'm stitching this on, excuse me, I believe it's Picture This Plus Ren, and I believe it's 36 count. I guess I could open the whole thing up and show it to you. So that's where I'm at. So, very pretty. This is my first Lizzie Kate pattern too. I think it's my only Lizzie Kate. If I'm honest here, I believe so. Okay. All right. Let me move some things out of the way here so I can reach some more stuff. I have like carts here. See? All right. Hopefully there's not an avalanche where they all fall on me. Okay, so this is a bag from Littleboat 88 on Etsy. It's a Red Riding Hood bag because in here I'm keeping my Picture This Plus Frosted Pumpkin Red Riding Hood Sal. Oh, let me see if I have a picture in here. So their patterns come as PDFs, and I do have a picture. Sometimes I don't print it out because I don't want to use my ink, but I have one today. And here it is. So Little Red Riding Hood Parade is what it's called. And I purchased the kit from Frosted Pumpkin. Their kits just come so beautifully packaged. I don't know if you've ever bought a kit from Frosted Pumpkin before, but it's just like Christmas when you get it. It just looks so pretty. Sorry, I'm trying to put this all back in the sleeve here. It just looks so pretty. You don't even want to like open it up. I'm sorry. Here we go. Okay, I was trying to put it all back in the sleeve here. And there I am showing the pattern again. I'm sorry. Okay, and I'm stitching this on the fabric that came with the kit. This is Picture This Plus 28 count in the color Spice. And I have a center start, and that's what I've got. I love this fabric color. And I believe it came with, it's all DMC except for there is a classic Colorworks in the color Licorice Red. And I had the needle minder that went with this, but I lost it a long time ago. Who knows? Maybe it'll turn up in Jen's stash. We'll see. Sorry, let me put the pattern back in there. And I'm going to take a water break. Excuse me. All right. Half an hour in and I'm not even halfway done. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I just don't want this video to be like 1,000 years long. Okay, another painted leaf co bag made by my mom. In here, oh, this was a new start last fall. This giant Halloween sampler called Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. Oh my gosh. Because of course I have to stitch the whole thing. Some people are just like stitching like a band. I like the whole thing. So I'm gonna stitch the whole thing. And there's so many cute patterns in this book. So even if you don't want to stitch that whole giant thing, there's other patterns in here. Anyway, I'm stitching this on 40 count fiber on a whim in the color Buttermilk. And that's what I've got so far. Started on the border and I got a cat on the side here. So not much of a start, but a start's a start, right? I just figure lately, like, because I've been starting a lot of things and, you know, you can't finish something you don't start, right? So I'm just starting all the things and they make me happy. How do you guys feel about it? Do you like to start things, or do you feel like you should finish things first? Or unfortunately for me, I do not have the need to finish things before I start new things, so which is why I have so many WIPs. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, this next one is in another painted leaf co bag, one of the originals. I love these cats on the bicycles. And in here, I have my Lindy Stitches Stars Bright. So pretty. I love the saying. We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in our bed, together with the windows open and the stars bright. So pretty. And I am stitching this on a 40 count Jody fabric. And the last time I showed this, a lovely viewer pointed out to me that because my fabric's cut a little wonky, so as I go down, my margin is getting smaller and smaller. But I'm gonna go with it. I'm not starting this over, and so I'm just gonna have a tiny margin and it's gonna be fine. Really, there's not a whole lot more length to this. If you look at the pattern, here's the bird's tail, and then there's only 2 more blocks past the tail. So if you look at where I'm at, here's the bird's tail. So it's probably just going to go down just a little bit more like that. That's probably around where the bottom's going to be. So not a large margin, but I'll make it work. It'll be fine. It'll be grand. So pretty. I love all the different colors in this. And I think it looks really fun on this fabric too. I really like, if you haven't noticed, I really like bright colors. I like bright colored floss and bright colored fabric. I just love bright colors. I'll stitch things that don't have bright colors, but things that have bright colors really just like stand out to me. Jen's the same way. We like bright colors. Another painted leaf co bag. This one, I started this a while back too. It is called Midnight Watch by Blackberry Designs. I got it online somewhere. You could see somebody had a price tag on it before. I just love that giant cat on the roof in front of the moon. And I think this is one of the Blackberry Designs that were re-released recently. So I think this is available. I am stitching this. I believe this is 40 count fiber on a whim in the color Veteris. I never know how to say it. It's spelled V-E-T-E-R-I-S. And here's my wrinkly small start. I got the door and a window. So yeah, I'd like to get over to these checkerboard pumpkins. Those are so cool looking. And I'm using all the called for floss for this. Looks like there's some Weeks Dye Works and some Classic Color Works and Gentle Arts. I love fall colors too. Fall colors, like with those oranges and rusty colors, really are my jam. Okay, I'm gonna put these back on this cart here so I don't have a mountain forming next to me. In fact, I'm gonna grab some of these as well. Bear with me. Okay. Oops, I want to pull that one out. Okay. Anyway, all right. Next, this is probably my favorite bag of all times. This is a painted leaf co bag. I love those owls. Look at those. And that pretty swan. And in here, fittingly, I have the Blue Flower Midnight Sampler. Look at the owl. So, this was a birthday start for me a couple years ago, 2021, I believe. And I had started this on 40 count My Little Dove by Extra Design, which is like a very, very light lavender color. And I wasn't liking it. It was just too light. And so like the white of like the flowers and stuff was just not showing up. And I had a good portion of it done too. I had from here to like down here done. And I just decided that those were one of the ones this was one of the ones I was going to UFO, because I just didn't have any desire to keep stitching on a fabric that I really was not enjoying. The fabric's beautiful, just not for this pattern. So when I was at StitchCon, I saw they had the Blue Flowers, excuse me, the Blue Flowers trunk show. And so they had this design, excuse me, and they had the whole thing stitched, but then there was also just this part stitched, just the alphabet with the animals. So this down here. And so I decided, sorry. I decided that I wanted to restart it on new fabric, and I don't want to stitch the whole thing. So I'm just going to stitch that alphabet with the little animals, and I'm not even going to stitch the border around it. I'm just stitching the alphabet and the animals. And so I have a teeny tiny start. I got a beaver and the letter A and part of the letter B, but I think this is going to be fantastic. I love it so much. I'm using all the called for colors, the DMC, the Weeks Dye Works, all the things. And this fabric, if I can remember, this is Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Queen Crepe Myrtle. So when I belonged to the Fiberlicious Fabric of the Month, this was one of those that I got. And I just love the purple, and there's some green modeling in there. So I think it's going to be perfect because the letters are like a dark army green. So I think it's perfect. So I still get to stitch it, but I don't have the frustration of having to start the whole thing over. So I think that's a good compromise, because really, like I said, I like stitching the animals, and that's where the bulk of the animals are, is in that alphabet. So I think it'll be perfect. Oh goodness. I zipped up the floss in there, but all's well. Okay, moving right along. Oh, this is in a Tiger Lily Designs case that Jen got me last year for Christmas. Thank you, Jen. And so I've got a couple of projects in here. On the one side, I have, let me find the picture. I have my Noel sampler by Brenda Gervais. Beautiful. I love this one. It's so gorgeous. I'm stitching this on 40 count. Picture This Plus in the color Tycho. And, oh, I have more of a start on it than I thought I did. That's always pleasant. There we go. I love the reds in this. And I believe I'm using all the called for floss. So, a good start. I really want to get this one out and work on it some more too. This is one of my favorite Christmas ones that I'm stitching. Okay, and on the other side, another one of my very favorite ones is Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler. I love the Jenny Bean designs. So I showed you the Halloween one before, And now here's the Christmas one. It says, and had I but 1 penny, thou shouldst have it to buy gingerbread. How sweet. And I love the colors. Very cute. I'm stitching on the same fabric, the 40 count Tyco by Picture This Plus. And here's my start. So that's what I've got so far. So I definitely need to spend some more time on that one. I just think those are so classic and pretty. All right. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys to tears. Are you still with me? Okay. All right. Oops. This is a bag from my friend Jessica from Como Stitches. Very pretty. And in here I have, isn't it fun? Like I forget what projects are in what bag, so when I pull it out, it's like a surprise. In here I have my Blue Flower Happy Campers. Again, with the animals. Look at the beaver and the porcupine making s'mores. Come on. I showed this recently too. I believe this is 46 count Old Mushroom by XG Design. I've got my border done. I've got that tree up in the corner, which is really cool looking. And I've got to start on the night sky up here. So beautiful. I love this fabric. I think it's just perfect for this design. So yeah, I love that. So pretty. Like I said, give me an animal, I'll stitch it. I love stitching animals. Do you guys like stitching animals? Like, I don't want to stitch like gross animals like snakes or anything. Sorry if you like snakes. But cute animals, yes please. And if they're making s'mores or riding in a boat, come on. Okay, next I have another Wildberry stitching bag. So pretty. And in here I have the Littleboat sampler by Ardith Designs. And here it is. I'm using all the called for DMC. It's charted in color and cotton, but sorry, I'm trying to show it without like all the wrinkles. Oh well. But I couldn't get all the called for color and cotton, so I just pulled the DMC, and I think it's working out. It's cute. I like it. And I'm stitching that on a fabric that I have no idea. I feel like it's a Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber from my Fabric of the Month Club, but I don't remember what it was actually called. So there's that. I do have another project in here that's kitted but not started, so I'll go ahead and show it to you. It is called ABBEEC by Fairy Wool in the Wood. I forgot where I got this. Maybe 1, 2, 3 stitch, I don't know, but it came as a little kit. And so it came like with a little bee charm to put on it when you're done. And it came with the fabric. So this fabric is like a green, and you can't see it on here, but it has just the slightest sparkle. So it's really pretty. Yeah, you can't really see the sparkle in it. And I'm just using the called for DMC that goes with it, so I can't wait to start that one. But I thought it was great for this bag because it's bee pattern. Okay. Another Wildberry stitching bag from our friend Jessie Lynn. And in here, and here I have a few charts. So I have the Hands-On Design Mad for Plaid series in here. And I also bought the finishing board display thing from Chantel's 141 Design. And you can use it to display all of the seasons. So winter, spring, summer, and fall, autumn. And I also purchased the Hoppy Easter one as well. So I'm working on spring. And I got a little start, nothing crazy. But this fabric is Slate Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's 32 count. And not a big start, but here we are. I got some couple strawberries there. I think it looks great on that fabric. I think that's the called for fabric. I could be wrong. No, it is called for. 32 count slate. Oh. And I'm using all the called for Cosmo floss. Look how bright these are. It's my first time ever using Cosmo. I mean, obviously I haven't done a whole lot, so I don't really have like much of an opinion on it yet, but so far, in the little bit I've done, they're pleasant to work with. So do you guys use the Cosmo? Do you like the Cosmo? Do you think it's much different than DMC? I know the colors are very vibrant. I don't know what the equivalent in DMC would look like. I haven't checked that out, but anyway, this is a Michelle Lee Quilt bag. Another one of those pretty patchwork ones. And inside, I have my Blackberry House by Plum Street Samplers. I've seen a few stitchers finish this, and theirs look gorgeous. Here's mine. I love that little birdhouse with the little bricks. So cute. I'm using all the called for colors, so there's like Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks. Yeah, Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks. I'm using all the called for, and I'm stitching it on, oh shoot. I have no idea. I'm almost positive it's a 46 count, and I feel like it's either Fox and Rabbit or Extra Design. Those two are my favorite fabric dyers, so I feel like it's one of those. I really need to get better at keeping track of that. Sorry. I was like writing those things down for a while there, but that requires time, and I just want to stitch. Do you guys ever feel that way? You just want to stitch and you don't want to take the time to like write things down and be organized? All right, big stitch bags on Etsy. In here I haven't touched this one in quite a while. Thurza Priscilla Dawes 1870 by Hemlock and Rye. If you ever watch Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, she's the designer behind Hemlock and Rye. And there were two colorways for this. So there was like a bright version and then a muted version, because this is a reproduction sampler, and this was what it looked like on the front of the sampler. And this is the representation of the colors on the back, you know, because the back of the sampler doesn't obviously get as much exposure to the elements as the front. I decided to do the more muted colorway. I'm stitching this on 40 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit, using all the called for DMC. So that's my start so far. I really want to get back to this one. It is so pretty. I almost kind of wish I'd gone with the more colorful, but you know, this is still pretty colorful, so I'm not complaining. Okay. Yeah, okay. Goodness. Okay, this is a Painted Leaf Co. bag. So pretty. I love the Nutcracker. I collect nutcrackers, so like nutcrackers are my thing. Okay, so this, oh, all right, so technically this is not a WIP, but it is. So this is the hands-on design, A Year of Celebrations. It's got all the little charts there, and in fact, there's two of them. So there's A Year of Celebrations, and then there's, A Year of Celebrations Continues Season 2. So I have both of these, and the goal is to stitch every month, and I'm either going to decide to stitch these or these, just depending on what I think is cuter for that month. I did stitch June of last year, and I have the tiniest start on July. Oops. On July. I didn't give myself a whole lot of room on that one, did I? And I'm using this fabric here because I'm going to stitch all of the months to display. And I'm pretty sure that this is, pretty sure it's 40 count rustic drab by Shiba Design. Rustic drab is one of my favorite colors. I think it's just very versatile. And so I guess technically that is a WIP because there is stitching, right? But I keep it all in here because I want to stitch all 12 months. So hopefully I'll get around to that at some point. Okay. Oh, this one. Very tiny start. This is in a Buckleberry Quilts bag. So pretty. I mean, all my bags are pretty. I'm not going to buy ugly bags, right? And this is Plum Street Samplers Summer Tide Blessings. And very small start. I did dye this fabric myself. And I just have a tiny start on the border. So I do want to pull that one back out because I really think that's fun. And it would be really cute in my patriotic display. So maybe not this year, but maybe for next year's display, right? And sorry if I seem like I'm losing steam. I have been kind of a little under the weather. I just haven't been quite myself since I had COVID. I feel like I'm just still, I'm not still sick, but I feel like I get like tired easy, and like I said, my throat's all scratchy and all that fun stuff. So I feel like the COVID symptoms are just like hanging around. They need to go away because I'm over it. All right, still a lot to go. Sorry. Oh, I got this cute little bag when I was at the Steel City Stitchers retreat. It says made especially for you by June Abel. So she had different sizes. I thought this was a cute size. In here I have my Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I'm stitching this on Baked Clay by Fox and Rabbit, 40 count, which I believe is the called for. I could be wrong, but that's what I've got so far. Just that urn on top of the house and a part of a flower. So my friend Fran is stitching this. Hopefully she's making faster progress than I am. But I just love the, I love these moon ones that she's doing. I just got the Summer Moon one with the bunnies on it, and I just think they're so fun. And look at that tall bee skep there. How fun is that? So pretty. Okay. All right. All right, next one I have, I'm keeping it just in this tiny little brass button Notions pouch because this is a small one. This is, oh, so this was from the Stitch the Rainbow 2022 thing where the designers designed different patterns, and the theme was Autumn Garden, and they used the cottage garden threads. I just thought those threads were so pretty. So I had started the blue flower, and I believe this was a freebie from Needlework Expo 2022. Yeah, it says free chart, so I'll just kind of flash it real quick. It's just like this flower. And that's what I've got. It really wouldn't take me much time to finish that up. My friend Maggie stitched it, and hers was beautiful. I just thought this little card was so fun too, to put the colors on. I'm boring myself. Goodness. Hopefully I'm not boring you. Another Winding Rainbows case. So pretty. I like how it comes with a little tie. Obviously I'm not so good about keeping it tied, but in here I have, let me find the chart. This is Annie B's Folk Art, Little Pink Houses. love those. And here's what I've got. I love stitching a house, and of course that heart in the middle is just beautiful. Let's see, what fabric is this? It is Fiberlicious in the color Silver Moon. So it was another one of my Fiberlicious fabric of the month fabrics. Fiberlicious has some really great colors. If you like colorful fabric, you should definitely go check them out. All right. And here I also have, I've got 3 projects in this bag. I also have my Heart in Hand 2023 Collector's Heart. And here I go. That's what I've got so far. It came with the Cottage Garden thread. I might have bought it separately, but this is what it's called for. The Cottage Garden thread in the color Leather Bound. So pretty. Very, very nice variegation on that. And I believe this fabric came with the chart. So I don't quite remember what the fabric was. Let's see if it says 32 count Heartland linen. Okay, I don't know who dyes that, but there it is. Jen's stitching this too. She's got more done on it than I do. I believe that she has the whole like heart and the stem and the pot there. And also in this, I have another favorite of mine. This is, I got this from the Threads of History from Country Sampler Club. This is called Bertha May Brown Sampler. I think those colors are so pretty. That pink house and the pink cat and the pink deer. So pretty. And so it came as a kit. And so it came with all the called for floss, the Weeks Dye Works, the Classic Color Works, the Gentle Art colors. And it came with the fabric too. What was this fabric? 36 count old gold linen, fiber on a whim. And that's what I have done. This is a really fun stitch. I can't wait to get back to this one. I guess I think of it more of like a Valentine just because of the colors, but technically it's not a Valentine sampler. I can work on it anytime. I can work on anything that I want anytime, right? There's no rules. As I'm going through here, I feel like, oh, I should keep this one out so I can work on it. I should keep this one out so I can work on it. I should just work on all of them. All right, another So Much to Love bag of the month. In here I have, oh, this was a start for my friend Maggie's birthday last fall. Magpie in the Moon by Blue Flower. And I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, the 40 count Bird's Eye View from Seraphim. And I'm using all the called for floss. And here is where I'm at. I just think the colors are so pretty, and I love the modeling in this fabric. It is gorgeous. So Maggie finished hers. She's more of a monogamous stitcher than I am, so she gets things done more than I do. But this is just so pretty. So pretty. So hopefully maybe I can get that done before her next birthday. Before she does another start for her birthday, right? Okay. I have another So Much to Love bag. In here, oh, I had a restart, a recent restart. I'm stitching Away We Ride by Blackberry Designs. I had started this a couple years ago. I feel like it was 2021, maybe. And I had started this on 30, I want to say 32 count Murky from Picture This Plus. And so I got quite a bit of it done. I mean, a good chunk of it. That house is no joke right there. but I hadn't worked on it in a long time because if you notice, I really like stitching on 40 count. I really like stitching one over two, you know, one thread over two strands of the fabric. And, you know, I just didn't feel like picking this up because I don't like stitching with two threads. And so I hemmed and hawed and I thought about it and I decided I'm going to start over again because I'd rather start over and want to stitch it than have it, you know, have this much done and just not even want to finish it. So I restarted. I showed this recently on our Flosstube, and that's where I'm at. So this is 40 count. 40 count, Picture This Plus Ancient. And I just think this is a great fabric for this. Look at that modeling. So that's where I'm at. I decided obviously to start in a different spot so it didn't feel like repetitive. So that's where I'm at. Jen said she might want to take this one over for me and finish it. So we'll see. We'll see if she wants to do that. I mean, I'd rather just give it to her and have her finish it instead of it just sitting there not getting anything. This is in a bag from the Pampered Needle on Etsy. In here I have, this was another restart. Live on Little Plum Street Samplers. I started this last summer and I started stitching it on 36 count hog bristle by Fox and Rabbit. And I just did not like it. I didn't feel like the coverage on 36 was very good. And I felt like the hog bristle was just too dark. And so I started over. This is 46 count something. I'll have to look. But yeah, I've got a nice little start on that. I think it looks really pretty on this fabric. This fabric is, it's 46 count Dirt Track, which is Fox and Rabbit. I'll show it to you one more time. I just think it's so pretty. And I feel much more motivated to stitch on it when I like the fabric I'm stitching on. So don't be afraid to restart something. Okay. Almost done with this cart. All right, this is a Starry Owl Stitchery bag from Etsy. Fun colors. And speaking of fun colors, here's my color palette because I chose my own color palette for this one. I've talked about this one on our channel too. It is Blackberry Designs A Heart Remembers, this booklet here. I'm stitching these two panels in this design here. So the house and then the saying. The saying says, I cannot count my day complete until needle, thread, and fabric meet. So I'm stitching just those two. And I'm stitching it on, this is Mystic Fabric, I'm checking here, Pearl 40 count linen. And I'm just pulling colors that I like as I go along. So I really like the bright colors with this. Just having fun with it. I like, if you can see the grapes there, those are Algerian eyelets. Those were really fun to stitch. I did have somebody ask me about my floss conversion. You know, like I said, I just pulled colors that I like for my stash. These are all Leo and Roxy in Color and Cotton. There's like a Forbidden Fiber Co. color in here too. And I just pulled colors that I thought were pretty. So I haven't used all of these colors yet. I don't know if I will use all of them. And I'm not doing like a one-to-one conversion. It's not like okay, the symbol X will be this color. I'm just pulling colors as I go that I think look good in certain spots. So I know that's not very helpful to anybody who wants my color conversion. I'm just having fun with it. Just kind of going with the flow. I just wanted to pick really bright, vibrant colors. And I think I did. Okay. Ooh. All right, another So Much to Love bag. This one's got a few things in it. So I am in the Life is Just a Bowl cross stitch club from Pine Mountain Designs, Sandra Workman. And so each month we get a like a little kit. And so in the kit comes 2 patterns. You get like a postage stamp pattern, and then you get like a roll, and it comes with the things to finish it, and it also comes with the stuff to go in your bowl. Because when we started this in February, you got the little dough bowl. So you either got a brown wooden one or a white one, depending on what your choice was. And so then each month they send you a new one, and you can stitch it up, and it has the little fillers for your bowl, and you have a cute little display. So I've got several months in here because I'm a little behind. I did the February one. I have a start on March. And I just use my own colors, or not my own colors, my own fabric, because it comes with 14 count Aida, and I just really like stitching on linen, so I'm stitching mine on linen from Stash. And so here was the March one, and I'm stitching the little girl here. And so just a little start. I believe this was, I believe this fabric, it's Bee Stitch Me Coconut Shell, 36 count. So, yep, I'm just keeping them all in this bag together, all the different months, and hopefully I can make some progress. I did finish the February one, I finished April, and I finished May. I did not start on June or July yet, and then I just got August today in the mail, so I really need to get cracking on these. But they're fun, cute, fast stitch, and then you have a cute display. Okay, this is, I feel like this is a Buckleberry Quilts bag. Oh, hold on, there's a thing inside. Yeah, Buckleberry Quilts. And inside of here, I have Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais with thy needle and thread. So pretty. And I'm stitching this on 46 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax. And that's what I've got so far. Not a big start, but a start nonetheless. I like this one too because it also has the Algerian eyelets inside of these squares. All right. I have finished a cart. Let me put these back on this cart and move it out of my way so I can pull the other cart close to me. I like these rolling carts. I have a couple in my classroom too. They were really handy when we were teaching during COVID, and our kids couldn't switch classes. They had to stay in the same class, so the teachers would switch classes. And so we would bring our little carts with all of our stuff on it. All right, got another cart here, but actually I'm gonna pull some of these from behind me here. These ones are like older WIPs. All right, this is a As the Yo Flies from Etsy, one of her bags, another Teresa Kogut fabric one. In here I have my Primrose Cottage Stitches, the Salem Sisters Apothecary. And I really want to get this one finished because Jen bought me this beautiful custom made board for displaying this piece. And so I really want to use that. And so I'm stitching this on the Needle Bling Designs Butter Crunch fabric. Gorgeous. And this one's easy because it's all just, I'm just using 310, DMC 310. So no color switching, definitely an easy stitch. That actually might be a contender for taking with me on vacation. Okay. Another So Much to Love bag. I have a lot of these Teresa Kogut Halloween fabric ones. And here I have the, it was last year's Mystery Sal by Tiny Modernist. It was a 3-part Sal. You have to buy all 3 parts, but that's what it looks like when it's done. And I have a small start on it. I think the colors are so pretty. I believe I'm using all the called for. So I just have a start on that outside border there with those orange flowers. And I'm stitching that I can find it. Nope. I'm stitching that on a mystery fabric. Who knows? I'm pretty sure it's a 40 count though, because it looks like I'm doing 1/2. Because usually when I do 36 count, most often I'll do 2/2 because I just like the fuller coverage on a 36 count, just depending on what the design is, because I don't, if it's a more primitive design, I'll do 1/2, but typically I like the fuller look of the colors. This one I haven't touched in a long time. This is 100 Owls by Owl Forest Embroidery. It is a free design on their website. And out of the 100 owls, I've stitched one. So, one's better than none, right? And this fabric, let me see if I can find the fabric first. I don't remember what the fabric was, but I know it's a 32 count. I don't have it written down. It's a 32 count, and I've got that giant owl from the middle. And I'm using the variegated floss from Owl Forest. Let's see if I can pull that up a little farther. And I just think the variegated floss really makes the design pretty. So there's my one owl. 99 more to go. But he's the biggest one. This guy too, he's pretty big, but the rest of them look smaller, so I would like to pull this one back out. This is just such a pretty design, and I'm pretty sure you can still get it on Owl Forest Embroidery. And I'm keeping this one in another painted Lee Quilt bag. And of course it has owls on it. All right, now there's so much to love bag. This is one of my favorite bags, obviously. It's got wiener dogs on it. And in here I have a chart called The Little Dog. Oh, do I have a picture? Yes, I do. Hold on. By Crochet Go-Go on Etsy. There it is, a little dog. The little dog, excuse me. So there's the little dog. But I changed it because I wanted it to look like my little dog, Daisy. She's a beauty. If you haven't seen her, go check out my Instagram because she's adorable. But there she is. That's my Daisy girl. So I want to get back to this one. I just think the colors are so pretty. I do want to change the color of the tongue. It's like red. My dog doesn't have a red tongue. It's pink. So I'll probably change the color of the tongue. But otherwise, I think it's cute so far. It's a fun stitch. It's a fun one. And I don't know what fabric that is either. No? Sorry. Okay. All right, moving right along, I've got another painted Lee Quilt bag from Valentine's Day. And in here I have, this one's so pretty, You Melt My Heart by Annie B's Folk Art. And I'm stitching the snowman. I do want to stitch that little tree though, that'd be cute for a little ornament. And I feel like I dyed this fabric. Maybe. I feel like I did. This is 40 count something or other, but that's what I've got so far. Yeah, if I can't find a fabric, especially if it's not something in my stash already and I really want to start something, I'll just dye something. I like dyeing fabric. It's pretty easy. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh, big bag for a big project. This is a brass button bag. And in here I have my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. This is a big one. You've probably seen this one before. It's huge. I really like, I think my favorite panel out of all of these is the one where the ship is going down. You got the mermaid there and the skulls. I think that one's really fun. The other part I've stitched though is this one up here. I did a top left start, and that's what I've got. So that's the 40 count Viteris by Fiber on a Whim? Mystic Fabrics, excuse me. Pretty sure that's what it is. That's where I'm at. Got a teeny tiny start on the next block. I really need to get back to this one too. That was one of those unicorn charts for me. I just like, not that it was hard to find, but it was just one of those ones like, because it's not a cheap chart. And I always thought, oh, I'm gonna buy that, but do I want to spend that money? And so I eventually did, so I need to make some more progress on this because I love the chart. I have thought too about maybe like doing the blocks separately and making them into little pillows. That way I can have something to display without waiting for the whole thing to be done. All right, another Painted Leaf Co. bag. In here I have an adorable pattern from my friend Allison from AZ Family Zoo, and I get to meet her soon when I go to Arizona. And this one is called Love to Stitch Squared. And I won't go too far into Allison's story, but she and her husband have a animal sanctuary at their home where they rescue animals and give them a forever home. So anything she sells on her Etsy shop goes towards the care of the animals. So of course I love to support her. This, I'm not sure what the fabric is, but that's what I've got so far. Just kind of picking my own colors for this one. And I need to get back to it because I've stitched a few of her, she's got her square, it's like a squared series. So she's got like a Halloween squared one and I know she has a patriotic one and an Easter one. I've stitched a few of her squared series and they're just so easy and quick to stitch up. And they make cute little pillows and ornaments. I made this bag a while back. You can see I had a thing for owls. And in here, I have what's it called? Tread Softly by Lindy Stitches. My kids kitted this up for me and gave it to me for Mother's Day a few years ago. And so I'm stitching it on, I believe this is a 32 count, but I couldn't tell you what the fabric is. So I've got part of that big old owl. The owl, you know, is not very colorful, but I really like the colors. I really like the other colors. I mean, look at those flowers. They're so vibrant. So I think once I finish that owl, I think the other parts will go a lot quicker. So, yep, I need to get back to that. My Mother's Day gift. And I've made, what, 3 bags myself. I'm not a bag maker, and it really makes me appreciate the people who do make the bags because that's not easy. Appreciate your bag makers. Another So Much to Love bag. And here I have, there's the picture, Be Ye Thankful, Brenda Gervais. And there it is. Not too much more to do on this one. This is on that rustic drab fabric again by Shiba Designs, 40 count. So pretty. This was a bag that I made too, and I made it for this pattern specifically. So This is, can't show you the whole thing. This is the Alice in Wonderland SAL by Owl Forest Embroidery, and it's a free SAL. I believe you can still go on and get these charts to stitch this. It's a big design though, big. I'm stitching it on 32 count Weeks Dye Works linen in the color straw, and I'm using all of the variegated floss again from Owl Forest Embroidery, and I have a good bit of this done. I mean, obviously I have a lot more to go, but not too shabby of a start. I love that bunny. Look at him. He's so cute. So yeah, I just need to pull this back out and plug away at it little by little. The pattern itself comes in like 17 parts, I think. But I love Alice in Wonderland. I think it's a fun pattern. And a fun bag. Another So Much to Love bag. I started this one last year. This is by Stitch with Coffee Designs on Etsy, and it's called Trick or Treat 2022. I love the cats and their little costumes and the skulls on the trellis above them. So fun. My daughter has cats. My oldest daughter, she has 2 cats, so I'm imagining that those are my grandcats right there. If they dressed up for Halloween, that would probably be what they would choose. So that's what I've got. I believe this is I believe this fabric is Under the Sea. I don't remember what the color was though, but it's like a purpley, bluish, grayish mottled fabric, and I think it looks good so far. So I gotta work some more on that one too. I think just going through here, I think most of my stuff, if I were to like look at my seasonal stuff, I think most of the seasonal stuff I have is Halloween or fall. Painted Leaf Co bag, pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie. This is a Lindy Stitches I started a while back called Emily's House. It's a big design. It says, "Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute." And I'm stitching this on Picture This Plus Oaken. Looks like it's 36 count. That's what I've got. And I'm using all the called for. So it will be fun to get down to that yellow house there. Sometimes when you do the top left start, it's like you start with the boring stuff first. But that's usually where I start. Where do you guys start? Do you start in the middle? Jen usually starts in the middle with hers, which I think is probably more fun. Very small start on this. This is another Painted Leaf Co bag. And this was one of my 12 by 12 starts for New Year's Eve. I finally got around to starting Winter Rose Manor by With Thy Needle and Thread. I've seen so many people stitch this. It is gorgeous. This is a mystery fabric. I got it at Keepsakes, but it wasn't labeled, but I feel like it was a perfect color and tiny start, but it's a start nonetheless. Yeah, the 12 by 12 was a thing that was the brainchild of Kia B and Pam from Just Keep Stitching. And the idea is just to start or work on 12 different things on New Year's Eve. And so 12 by 12, I did 12 new starts. So that's why some of my things don't have much done on them, because I haven't worked on them since then. Okay, another Painted Leaf Co bag. In here I have my Brick House Sampler by Brenda Gervais. And I'm stitching this, I want to say on 40 count flannel flower. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, by Fox and Rabbit. And that's what I've got. For this one, I did start in the middle on that house because it is just gorgeous. I love a red house. So I need to pull that one back out too. I need to pull them all back out. Why do I keep saying that? All right. Goodness. This is a bag from Pepperpot Shoppe. That's my sister's Etsy shop. She makes bags as well. And in here I have another Annie B's folk art. And this is called Frosty's Valentine. I like how he's hiding behind the tree. This is, the fabric is called Old Blue Jeans by Tudor Design. It's 40 count. And that's what I've got. This was another one of those 12 by 12 starts. So not much started on it, but there we go. Next one is another Painted Leaf Co. bag. Cute little penguins. And in here I have my Christmas Mini Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I feel like this fabric, let's see. .46 count saltbush. Little start again. So cute. I love those bunnies. Who would have thought to put a bunny in a Christmas chart? I mean, yes, there are bunnies in Christmas charts, but very cute. Okay. All right. This part of the cubby is done back here, so I'm going to throw these back here behind me. Bear with me. I'm trying to keep some semblance of organization going on here. Again, not that these are organized in any way, but just trying not to have a giant pile when I'm done here. All right, I'll get the rest of these later. Whew. All right. Got one cart left and we're done. Oh man, I'm getting tired. So Much to Love bag. Teresa Kogut Stitchy Birds fabric. So in here I have another Jenny Bean. This is called Jenny Bean and Friends, again by Shakespeare's Peddler. Sorry if you can hear my son talking with his girlfriend. And I'm also, this is actually being stitched on Atomic Ranch in the color Vanilla Cream. So pretty. And that's my start on that one. My craft room is right next to my son's bedroom. And he's 20 years old, so he's got his man voice, so he's got that deep, booming voice. I don't know if you guys can hear him at all. I can. Okay. Hold on, I gotta move these. They're driving me crazy. I'm gonna throw them on this chair here. I'm sitting on the floor in my craft room, and right next to me is Daisy's chair. She's obviously not sitting in the chair, or else I wouldn't be throwing things in there. But Daisy's my dog, and in my craft room, she has her own chair to sit in. I'll show you. That's her chair. Right now, it's got project bags on it, but that's where Daisy sits when she's in here, because she's spoiled and she has her own chair. This bag is, oh, let's see, 805 Stitcher. And in here I have my start from this year's birthday. Jen had given me this pattern a couple years ago for my birthday, another blue flower. This one's called Night Walked Down. I think it's probably my favorite blue flower design. I believe it is. I'm stitching this on 40 count Jamie's Kilt by Fabrics by Stephanie. Look at that modeling. It is perfection. Beautiful. And there's my start so far. Gorgeous. My friends started this with me too. Maggie started it with me, Maggie with an I. She's my friend. And I believe Sally Yoon started it with us. And my friend Jen, my Stitchy Friends partner Jen, she started it with me. So yeah, get you some friends who will start stuff with you for your birthday. All right, another painted leaf co bag. In here I have, oh yes, I love this one. I love this. This is a Lindy Stitches. This came out this past winter, and it's called Little Brown Bird. It says, little brown bird with breast of red, fly back to me for winter is dead. I just love those colors. And I am using the called for fabric, which happens to be Seraphim Fabrics in the color Sea Spray, and this is 40 count. And here's my start. Using all the called for colors. I believe that red that the words are in is Tennessee Red Clay by Classic Colorworks, I want to say. Such a pretty color. There's that one. I just love these like mottled, you know, like tealy blue, whatever colors. So cute. Okay. All right, we have another So Much to Love bag. Lots of those. And in here, oh, okay, so technically this is not a WIP either, but in here I have my my Spring Parade set 1 and set 2 from Leela's Studio. And I've stitched a couple of these already. So 2 years ago I stitched this artichoke driving bunny, and then this year I stitched the radish bunny, and I've turned them both into pillows that I display at Easter. And so next I'm gonna stitch the carrot driving bunny. And so it's just kind of a goal of mine to get a new bunny stitched up every year, made into a pillow for my dough bowl. So I do keep all of it in here together, so I can use the same colors. So this fabric I actually got from a Black Needle Society box called the Happy Hour Stitching box. And so this was a fabric, and I don't think you can get this fabric, but it's Seraphim fabrics called 5 O'Clock Somewhere, 32 count, and it was a Black Needle Society exclusive. But I mean, there are other colors, you know, out there that are similar to this. So there's that. So I don't have any start on it, but I do keep it here so that I can start on another bunny when I feel like doing that. Okay, this was a bag that I got from Evertote. Nutcrackers. And in here I have a pattern that I got from Modern Folk Embroidery and Evertote. It was like a collaboration. So Modern Folk Embroidery is the designer of the pattern, and then you've got Evertote and Leo and Roxy Floss. It's actually just called Roxy Floss now, but here is the design. It is called the Moonshine Cabin, and I am stitching it. I got the whole thing kitted up from Evertote. So I got the bag, I got the pattern, I got the fabric. This is called it's 40 count Night Owl from Leo and Roxy. And this was one of those 12 by 12 starts. So just the teeniest, tiniest little start. And it's probably that part right there, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, and so it's kitted up with all of the Roxy Floss colors. I saw a lot of people working on this last winter, and I just thought it was so pretty. And not very many colors. It's only what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Okay, another painted leaf co bag. In here I have this Happy Morning by Plum Street Sampler. I am stitching the darker version, the night version. And let's see, what is this fabric? It is, Fox and Rabbit, Black Swan, 36 count. And that's what I've got so far. Just a little start. I feel like this was probably one of those 12 by 12 starts as well. So that's why I have several things that just have a little tiny start. I just think that one's so pretty. Okay. All right. Painted Leaf Co. bag, Teresa Kogut fabric. Let's see, do I have a start on this one? Small one again. So there's actually 2 patterns in here, and this was a collaboration between Heartstring Samplery and Plum Street Samplers, and it's called Sewn in Friendship. And so the Plum Street version looks like this, From My Heart to Your Hand, and then the Heartstring one says A Token for My Friend. And I believe I started this one. And it looks like I'm stitching it on 40 count flannel flower. And that's what I've got so far. I'm not sure if this fabric is going to be the best for it because you can hardly see. I guess you can. You can see the white stitches. If you look at the pattern, I started up here. So I guess they're kind of muted on that fabric too. So another small start. I think flannel flower from Fox and Rabbit is one of my favorite fabrics as well. It's just very versatile. It goes with a lot of different designs. It's a great neutral. All right, got a Painted Leaf Co. Valentine's bag. And in here I have another Annie B's folk art. This one is called Love Always. And not sure of the fabric I'm using, but I feel like this is Silver Fox by Fiber on a Whim. Pretty sure that's what it is. But gotta start on that house. All right, this bag is from Joyful Stitching on Etsy. And in here I have Heartstring Samplery, Winter Comes. And so I am stitching the darker version, and I think what I'm doing is I'm stitching the smaller design, but on the dark fabric. So I'll be leaving out all of the words and just stitching this design on the dark fabric. So I'm stitching this on Picture This Plus 36 count dusk. And that's my start. Sorry. That's my start. Okay. And this bag is, I want to say this is Michelle Lee Quilts too. And in here I have another Brenda Gervais. It is Joy and Good Cheer. And looks like I was working on the border. I think this might be that Picture This Plus Tyco as well. Apparently I was really digging that fabric. Yep, it's Tyco. Another great neutral. Okay, this is another So Much to Love bag. And, okay, so I have a few different patterns in here because they're all from the same designer. This is Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and I'm stitching, so this is chart 5 of 9 in the Houses on Peppermint Lane series, and this one is called Cranberry House. So that's what I've got so far for Cranberry House. And looks like I'm using all the called for weeks dye works. And I have a few more in that series. Looks like I have 2 more. 1 more? Just 1. I also have the Christmas house. I know I have the rest of these on my wish list on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, I believe. Okay, so this is this color. Oh, I like this fabric. This is 40 count Atomic Ranch Weatherstone. That's really pretty. I like that. And this is my problem too, is like, I don't cut my fabric, so I have this giant piece of fabric in here for this little thing. But especially if it's like a part of a series like this one, like, I'm like, well, if I want to do more, I want to have them all on the same fabric. So that's why I don't cut it. But then I have this beautiful fabric in here that could be used for other things. It's a conundrum. Okay. All right. We're getting closer. 2 more shelves on this thing. Oh, I love this bag. This one is from Berrystitching. I love the foxes on this. And this is a newer start for me. So this is an exclusive from Kitten Stitcher, designed by Teresa Kogut. It is called Big Folk Flower. I showed this on our last video as well. And it came as a kit, or at least I know I got the fabric from Kitten Stitcher. And here it is. I know this is a fox and rabbit. I'll have to look and see what color the fabric is, but that's my start. That's what the color of the fabric looks like. It washes out when I get closer. But it's a nice chocolatey brown. And let's see, what is that fabric? The fabric is called Dark Mocha by XG Design. XG Design. Okay. All right, another picture, painted leaf co bag. In here I have my beautiful Bluebirds of Happiness by JBW Designs. This was an exclusive through Keepsakes that we got at Stitch Away this past January, but you can still get the pattern from Keepsakes. You just go to yourkeepsakes.com and order it. I'm stitching this on Atomic Ranch, the color Freeze, F-R-I-E-Z-E. And that's what it looks like so far. I'm stitching with all the called for floss, and it's just so pretty. This is my first, this was the first JBW Designs that I started. I have since stitched and finished Eliza's French Birds, which was a really beautiful pattern. Judy's designs are just very classic. I would put her and Liz Matthews like in the same like camp as far as like their designs being very classic. And they're just those designers where you can look at a pattern and be like, oh, that's JBW, or oh, that's Liz Matthews, just by looking at it. Anyway, all right, this is another bag by the 805 Stitcher. And in here I have Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. This was a design for Nashville Needlework Market this past spring. And here is my start. Let me see if I'm holding this upside down. Here it is. Starting on that house. And I am stitching this on Needle and Flax 46 count Thornfield. So, very pretty. I've been having a hard time finding Needle and Flax lately. All right. Oh, just a few more. Okay. This is another Starry Owl Stitchery bag. And in here I have the Scarlet House Martha Evans 1879. This was the one that was designed for Brenda's big birthday. And it's just so pretty. I'm using the Vicki Clayton silk conversion. And I am actually going to make this as a remembrance sampler for my granny, my mom's mom. So I'm going to be changing some of the things in there to put her name and some important things for her in the design. But I'm not there yet because I'm just working on the border so far. So here we are. So that's the length of the design right there. I'm stitching this on Color and Cotton Pewter and 46 count. And like I said, I'm using the Vicki Clayton silks. I'm keeping in my little container here. Oop, try not to dump them all out, but there they are. These are my only Vicki Clayton silks. I definitely want to get some more. She has conversions for so many popular charts. You just gotta like get on there and just like browse through all of her silk conversions. Okay. All right, I believe this is a painted leaf co. It's weird that there's not a label on it. Yeah, it has to be a painted leaf co bag from my mom. Inside here, I have Winter Comes by Summer House Stitchworks. And here's what I've got. I am stitching that using a conversion for Classic Colorworks Belle Soie. There we go. In the colors Indigo, Babbling Brook, and Attic Tea. I think those colors are so pretty. And if you've never used Belle Soies, they are so soft. And the fabric that I'm using for this is Newcastle Platinum 40 count. Beautiful. Okay. All right, I have another Painted Leaf Co bag. This was another one of my 12 by 12 starts, so this is a small start, but it is Moonflower by Hands to Work. And this is what I've got. I know this is a 46 count, and like I said, it's a teeny tiny start. I believe this is the Seashell by Fox and a Rabbit. XG Design. One of those two, but it's 46 count Seashell, I believe. All right, next in my, I don't know who the maker of this bag is. Oh, Littleboat 88. Jen gave this to me a long time ago. In here, I have my Scissor Sampler by Tell and Emblem. And this is XG Design Rocky Mountain, and I believe it is 36 count. And I'm using all the called for, which I believe is DMC. Very pretty. Okay. All right. Next, I have this beautiful bag from Como Stitches. And inside I have, now this was a gift to me from my friend Kim. She had this and she gave it to me because she knew I would love it. It is from the Blue Flower and it is called Autumn Bee. So it was an exclusive. And so, and she gave me all the silks that came with it. Oh, here's a better picture of it. There we go. She gave me all the silks that go with it. And I am using 40 count Heather from Fiber on a Whim fabric. And sorry, got a small start on that one. That one's gonna be so pretty. It's interesting that it's Autumn Bee. I feel like these, well, I guess there's like acorns and stuff on here, but those colors are so vibrant. I'm gonna keep that one out and work on it. Okay. Next in my Painted Leaf Co. bag, I have a Barbara Anna called Madame Butterfly. And here she is. So this one's so colorful. There we go. I love the modeling in this fabric. I believe this is a Forbidden Fiber Co. Dovetail, 36 count dovetail. And I'm using all the called for DMCs. All right, just a few more. This video is so long. Okay, this bag is from Shiba Designs. So pretty. And in here, I have a new start. This is called Forest Home by Blue Flower. And I'm stitching this on, I've got a giant piece of this fabric. This is Seraphim Silver Lining, 40 count. It's like a blanket here. See if I can find my stitching. Here it is, goodness gracious. I've just been working on the border. So, small start on that one. All right, I'm gonna just, I'll bag all these up when I'm done here. I'm getting tired. All right, I have a bag from the 805 Stitcher. This is the Teresa Kogut for the Love of Nature fabric. And it's fitting because inside I have For the Love of Nature. And here's what I've got so far. That fabric is Fiber on a Whim Parchment 40 count. So, and I'm using all the called for floss. All right. Another Starry Owl Stitchery bag. In here I have the beautiful Amanda Malvini Brown by Hands Across the Sea. Love the colors. Here's mine. That's what I've got so far. And I'm stitching that on Needle and Flex Dirty Teacup. And I'm using all the called for DMC for that one. I'm just like really falling back in love with DMC colors. They're so vibrant and beautiful and they're fun and they're easy to stitch with. Okay, this is a Michelle Lee Quilts bag. And I've got my Meditation Garden in here. We started this as a stitch along last year at StitchCon. This is by Jan Hicks Creates. The hope was to have it done by the time we came back this year. Some people did. Some people like myself did not. But this is a really pretty pattern to stitch. Wait, it goes this way. I've been working on that border. That border is so much fun. It just changes up. So there's two hashtags there for this one. There's Meditation Garden Sal, and there's a hashtag Just Say No to Boring Borders. So you're not going to get bored stitching the border on this one. The fabric that I'm stitching it on is Fortnite Fabrics Sea Glass 36 count. So it's just a really pretty, like, light aqua color. Another Michelle Lee Quilts bag. Got this one recently. In here, I have, in here I have two things. I have a kitted up project. I've kitted up the Little Liberties by Little Robin Designs, but I haven't stitched anything yet. And I'm also stitching a freebie from Liz Matthews. It's like a heart with like little flowers in it. And I wanted mine to be like, patriotic colors. So I just have a teeny tiny start. So the heart's gonna be like this. So that's my start. All right, oh, I'll save that one for last. I've got 4 more to show you. All right, this is a bag from Painted Leaf Co. And in here I have Hands-On Design, Clover and Hive. I'm stitching it on 40 count Bird's Eye View by Seraphim, which is the same fabric I was using for the Magpie and the Moon. And that's my start. Using the called for DMC. Okay, next I have another one of the seasonal Summer House Stitch Works. This one's called Summer Refreshes. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Color and Cotton Ophelia. That's what I've got so far. And I also changed this to a Belle Soie conversion. So I chose Beanstalk, 3 Alarm Fire, and Blue Heaven. And I think those colors, excuse me, look really close to what's on the design here. Let's see if I can hold it all up. The blue might be a little bit darker. But I just think these Belle Soies are very fun to stitch with. Very soft. Okay. All right, next I have a bag from Como Stitches. Another Alice in Wonderland themed bag, because I have another Alice in Wonderland themed stitch in here. It's called We're All Mad Here. And it's by Sandra Workman of Pine Mountain Designs. And I'm stitching this on Mayflower Gray, 40 count. I didn't write the dyer. Maybe it's Fox and a Rabbit. I don't know. But that's my start. It's so pretty. That's a truer color of what the fabric looks like back here. It gets washed out when I bring it closer, but it's so cute. And then I have in my Buckleberrie Quilts bicycle bag, I have my Pink Sparrow sampler from Brenda Gervais. Using all the called for colors. And this, I believe, is on Tabby Cat linen in the color Creme Brulee. And here we are. I have the whole outline of the border done. and I just think it's so pretty. All right. And then my last one, if you watch our channel often, you probably have a guess of what it is. It's my big one. Here's my painted leaf coat bag that it's in. It's one I've been working on for a while. Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. I'll show you the picture of the design again. There it is. Very big sampler. In fact, the dimensions, let's see, what were the dimensions again? Oh, I can't find them. Anyway, it's giant. It's giant. And you can tell how big it is because I'm stitching this on a 46 count and it's still giant. So I'm stitching this on 46 count, Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit. And I'm using all the called for DMC. And I just think this is so beautiful. But there's definitely some solid stitching in here. I mean, look at that flower. You know, the house. So there's definitely some dense stitching in this. And then the border, I mean, that's pretty intense with all the flowers and stuff. So it's taking a while, but I'm going to finish it one of these days. And I'm going to get it framed, and it's going to be my heirloom piece, and it's going to be amazing. And that is all of my WIPs. I'm exhausted. Hopefully you stuck with me for this whole video. When I sat down, I did not think it was going to take me over 2 hours, but here I am. So as a result, I will not be showing you my kitted up projects, but maybe another time. So anyway, I'm going to sign off before I completely lose my voice, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Again, if you have any questions about anything I showed, let me know. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. I did want to go a little bit faster than usual just because this video could have been 4 hours easily. So, you know, if I went too fast and you missed some details, just let me know and I'll be glad to get back to you on those. You know, I'd love to know if you're stitching any of the same things I'm stitching. I would love to know if there was anything that you saw that you would really love to see me make some progress on. I would just like to hear from you guys. So I'm going to sign off now. I hope you guys are having a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. It might be a little while because I will be leaving for vacation on Friday. So, and I don't get back till the 24th. So it could be a little while till you see a Stitchy Friends video. So hopefully this one will hold you over for a while. Anyway, have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.